foot forward.
Solamente lo que está diciendo que siempre tienen somebody para hacer como
Right.
enseñarle para cada uno para hacer el cuarto y luego los otros muchachos siguiendo.
Hole series 1 puts the Z clip, excuse me, against the hard side of the stud, like that. Okay? I'm going to take, there's no need for a clamp because the hole keeps the screw from walking across the face of the stud. Slight pressure angled in, and the Z clip's installed. Okay? I need some more Z clips. You can hand me the block. Thanks. So, now,
See how it's notched on that one side to the slider in?
I got 4 gauges and 4 of the David's bringing the corner. Right here, I got
El problema va a ser el primero.
alright. So right here, where's the Z clips at?
this one over here. All we gotta do is
Now, I'm going to put my screw as close to the clamp as I can so it doesn't push the metal off. It doesn't want to bend it away from it. Okay. Now, when you come back in here, you can see that if you pre-install the Z clips, okay, the blocking goes up against the fastener on the back side. So you can actually pre-install the Z clips and there's no interference with coming and putting in the blocking later. Okay? Now, if I come over here, the Z clips are made 5 inches long and they come 50 of a pack, so they fit in your nail pouches. So a guy can do 67 linear feet of wall with 1 pack of Z clips in his pouches.
Había un problema que le pongo una manita yo también, y creo que pensaron que estaba muy grueso.
So where's the 1 1/4 screws at?
They're over there.
So, hole series 2 right here allows you to screw through the Z clip and into the dadoed at the same time. Now this does 2 things. The holes being pre-punched keeps your screw from walking, but this also adds to the shear value of the blocking under load. So now this Z clip's attached here. Just like that. So those are the 2 hole series here. Okay? Now, so, and you have pretty much the same profile as at the bottom right here. So a lot of people don't realize when you hang your sheetrock, you stand it up, it actually kind of bellies in into the center of the wall. This gives you the same profile with these little truss head screws as the bottom. The board actually sits flat against the wall. Okay? Now, I got my slap stud here. If this drywall is not already in place, okay, what I would do is I would screw me a piece of blocking in like this, slide my slap stud over, okay, screw it off, and then I'm going to put the Z clip here. I'm going to leave my dado, and I'm going to cut the blocking off this side. So the reason we put the stamp on this side where the dado is so that you're not losing that stamp, because the architectural specs read that every piece of blocking has to be stamped. And there's jobs in Atlanta and all over the place where the inspector goes, well, how do I know that piece of blocking is fire rated? Because they put one stamp on a sheet of plywood, and as soon as you cut it, only 13% has the stamp on it. The other 87% is not stamped. There's no way of identifying that product. So we stamp it with a fire rating, and we're audited by Timber Products every month on our quantities that we ship out around the country. So every piece has the flame and fire rating on it. Okay? So I'm working my way over here to the corner.
La bandita que ayuda, más flexible. Sí, pero si no es un día, si no es este lado, cuando viene el otro ya lo toca. Luego lo pongo yo para acá, poner este lado, y luego ya lo pongo yo porque tiene el mejor, y agarro el bloque también.
A little wet?
Yeah, it's still wet. Okay. All right. So now, this dado is a multi-fit dado. It will work on like 1¼ inch, 1 3/8, or 1 5/8 flange studs. So on drywall studs, there'll always be a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. It's always cheated to this side. That's why it's not centered. Okay? Because it'll work on these outside walls as well. But when I come to here, I come to this inside, I'm going to typically push it to the center. And I'm doing my layout down at the bottom because the studs all have a bow to them. So I'm always checking to make my cuts for my blocking at my bottom track where my stud layout is. Okay? And if something's wrong, and I'm the carpenter in the field, I'm going to unscrew that stud and slide it to match the fit to get it back on, because they have to frame to hang. They have to hang their sheetrock, right? It's got to be back on layout. Okay? So at this point, we're going to cut this piece here, okay? Install it here, and this is done for this grab bar, except for finishing up the number of fasteners. Now we're going to count these fasteners based on loading, okay? So if I have a 250-pound grab bar load, all right, I'm going to design this thing to carry 500 pounds. I'm going to go to at least a 2.0 safety factor, okay? And for the application I'm doing, I'm going to go to grabber screws. I'm going to look up their number 8 screw in 3/4 plywood, and I'm going to calculate the number of fasteners that I need in this Z clip in a 20 gauge metal to hold that shear, okay? Now, in the dado, this is 7/16 of an inch thick. So I'm going to use their 3/8 plywood dado at APA, American Plywood Association, and I'll have more fasteners in the dado side than I will over here on the clip side, okay? But that's how the blocking performs to the stud, and then we have the performance of the clip. So we're counting the number of screws from 20 gauge to 20 gauge metal.
Does that all come in your shop notes?
Well, that's what we're APA and grabber screws, and that's where like right here I use this number 7 screw, and here I used a number 8. This will say, what are the loading requirements? Our intent as we move forward to this is to get the architects and the engineers that are on the job to take something like the wood blocking. This is the only item in this entire building. We're building these buildings to what, last 100 years? Maybe. Okay. No, we don't. Necesito más. Yeah. So we're saying, okay, this is like a numero siete, numero ocho. You know, they have different shear values. Okay, so we're going to count those out based on what's needed for these applications. Okay, and once we know that for this, we can tell the guys in the field, hey, this detail right here, we need this many screws here, and it will perform in a manner that's going to last that 50, 80, 100 years, whatever the life cycle of this room in the building is. Okay. The items that attach to the wall, this isn't even wood blocking anymore. The items that are attached to the wall, like grab bars, soap dispensers, TVs, these are items that are human interactive. People are using these things every day. They're tugging on them and moving them. These are the things that have to be able to perform, just as like we're calculating wind loads on these SJ studs out here. Is the brick veneer going to crack? Is it L over 600? How does it perform? We need to be looking at this and saying, as we come together, what are the best methods, number of fasteners for these particular applications? Anybody else want to run some screws in?